At ICCA, we've been talking about the beyond tourism impact of meetings for a decade or so. If you look at any successful go-ahead cutting-edge destination, economic development, intellectual capital, transfer of knowledge, impact on society, these are the stories they're already telling. What's really gratifying is how this whole area has become totally mainstream. If you're not doing this now, then you're in the minority, and I think that the transformation over the last decade has been quite remarkable. We had conversations with some friends at BestCities, and we put together incredible impacts because we really wanted to get the associations to tell their own stories. It's one thing for the suppliers to talk about the impact of meetings that take place in their destination, but when it's the associations themselves telling the stories, it has much more validity, authenticity, and people pay more attention.
It's always the power of stories, and that really translates a concept into reality for someone to hear it that way, to be able to understand what it is we're talking about when we talk about beyond tourism and what that actually means, what that translates to.
How our events impact healthcare, advance science, create new trade opportunities, build business bridges, empower young people, reach out into communities where there are problems.
Can we better align what our assets are in this community to the mission of the organization that we're going after is a much more powerful sales tool to land that piece of business, but then once you've done it, a much better opportunity to magnify the effect of what that association is trying to accomplish in that destination with that event, or more importantly, what they're trying to do as an organization and how having it in that specific destination can really blow out their mission of what they're trying to accomplish for who they're trying to accomplish in a local destination.
It could be that a destination really wants to bring in IT industries, cutting-edge IT industries, may not have that capacity. The meeting allows them to very quickly pull the right sort of people in, build pressure groups, build interest groups, get feedback on what's capable, and then start to identify some of the key players in their local universities and institutions who can help to build a strategy for that destination.
If this is done really well, the value this represents to really everyone. It's not just the destination, it's not just the organization. Now we're talking about the potential impact that can change people's lives in these destinations. That's the real power here, I think.
I'm really pleased that we have a new platform called the Iceberg, which all the meetings industry is getting behind, which is where we can put these stories in one place so that anybody in the industry, whether it's meetings organizations of any type, can go in there, pull out examples which are relevant to their needs. You may have a destination in Germany that is looking for influencing policymakers on a particular area. They can pull out an example from Australia or from Japan. It doesn't need to be a German story, but as long as that story has parallels with what they are trying to achieve, they can use that resource in their own advocacy work. Because as we know, most advocacy work in our business works at the local level, not at the national level or supranational level.
Until we get to the point of actually being able to measure some of these components of value beyond tourism or impact beyond tourism, we're still not going to be able to convey the real power of this.
If you take an average medical conference for 2,000 people, there is by far more content beyond the purely economical. You have about 800 posters, you have about 50 sessions with 500 papers. What is that worth for science? And I did a random research with 10 doctors presenting papers in a medical congress in Vienna, and the investment of these doctors in the paper to be presented was between 10,000 euros and 2 million euros per presentation.
So I think the case study program that the Joint Meetings Industry Council has launched is the opportunity to do this translation, to actually take us from the story to what that actually is worth in that destination. That's it. That's where we're going to find the Holy Grail, because now we're talking real economic development, local economic development, on a totally different scale than we've ever been able to talk about before.